Darren, give us a brief on what's happening across the UK, please.
Well, Nigel, millions of voters in England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland are going to go to the polls tomorrow. In England, it is not that every single council seat in the country is up for grabs. For example, here in Sunderland and indeed in most of the North East, it's only a third of seats. And actually many of the seats, over half of them, will be fought in the capital in London. Whereas in Scotland and Wales, every council seat is up for grabs. And crucially, and possibly the most important election actually, will take place in Northern Ireland, Nigel, where the entire Northern Irish Assembly is up for election, 90 MLAs. That will be crucial, potentially an historic shift there in Northern Ireland, when it's likely that Sinn Féin will for the first time be the largest party and could secure the First Minister's position.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, it is a very significant election in Northern Ireland. But tell me, in terms of these elections, what do you think the significance is for Johnson, Starmer, and perhaps even the Liberal Democrats?
Well, in many ways, there's actually an awful lot of pressure on all of them. Certainly, at least Boris Johnson and Keir Starmer. What do I say that? Well, it's interesting. It's always interesting, isn't it, to find out where the leaders have been campaigning on the last day. Boris Johnson today was in Eastleigh, near Southampton, in Hampshire. Now, that is a Conservative seat, but it used to be Liberal Democrat. And there is concern, not about the red wall here in the north in the Conservative Party, but about what's going to happen in the south and potentially some of their supporters drifting to the Liberal Democrats. The government is going to lose seats, there's no doubt about that. It's pretty normal. It's a midterm election. Governments get a kicking at Nigel. It's the scale of the defeat, I think, for the Conservatives that could get Boris Johnson into trouble if it's a really, really bad day for the Prime Minister. But there's pressure on Keir Starmer too. He was in Wakefield today. It's going to be a by-election there very soon. Labour need to win places like Wakefield if they've got any chance of convincing anyone that they can win the next election. If Labour don't do well there, or indeed here in Sunderland, where it's possible they might lose control of the council, many people would say trying to overturn that 80-seat majority is nigh impossible. So, as always with these things, it's local issues, but it's a national narrative, and depending on the results, the pressure could pile on either leader over the weekend, and that really could set up our politics in the months to come. It really could affect what happens internally within those political parties.